Hi there everyone, it is the 18th of December 2011 and today we have Tropical Storm Washi moving away from the Philippines with the death toll nearing almost 500 people now in Mindanao. Really kind of a sad story out of the entire region there, and not only the deaths out there but also thousands of people have been affected by this storm with their houses being displaced or just being injured out there. So definitely a very sad scenario out across much of the southern Philippines. So with that being said, really trying to make a call out to anybody out here that knows some good charities that you would like to share with me here. I'll be sure to put them on the website and also list them in the description of the YouTube videos here. But right now, though, we're looking at Tropical Storm Washi and all the destruction it did cause in the Philippines. But where is it going to be going next? Also the big question out here. Now, Washi here away from Palawan current. Still, we're having some moisturing back out here towards Luzon here. Basically, you're seeing this extension of the moisture all the way from the Philippines, all the way down towards Malaysia here in the bottom left. Well, that is mainly due to an upcoming surge that's continuing to push from China here across the South China Sea. And actually, these stratocumulus up here in the northern portion of the map here, and those are pushing down here towards the south. And also, you have the easterlies coming in from the southeast here and pushing off towards the northwest. Well, that you're getting a collision of mass air here right across this entire region, and that's why you have all of this burst of convection, rainfall, and heavy precipitation across this entire area. Also, we're seeing extremely high winds, upwards about 40 to 50 knots across much of this area off here towards the north, associated with the cold surge, not directly associated with the tropical system here. So definitely still seeing all this convection all the way off towards the Philippines here, and even Manila still can see some heavy rain showers and thunderstorms today, specifically in the afternoon and the evening showers. So you're not quite out of the woods yet. But good news though, with this easterly flow down here towards the southeast, you're starting to see fairer weather out across much of Mindanao here as they're still recovering from this storm. But actually, I do want to kind of gauge you here on where the center of circulation is and associated with these converging winds coming from the north and south. And we can do that by looking at the ASCA imagery. Now, ASCA imagery takes the wave height and the wave direction and kind of evaluates that and really gives you a prediction of how high the winds are out here and their directions. And right now you're experiencing that cold surge out across this entire region. And if we look at this little guide up here, seeing about 30 to 35 knot winds across much of the South China Sea, even the northern portions of the Philippines here, and then down here towards the south you have that easterly flow. And if we look closely, you can actually see the center of the cyclonic circulation right in here just off the coast of Palawan, and that's where we're seeing the highest area convection, including that positive vorticity and really the center of circulation with the storm. But the great news with this cold surge is that it's really going to kill off this tropical system. And what I mean by that is that all tropical systems alike despise cold air and also dry air inflow and also vertical wind shear. Three things that this cold surge is going to be bringing coming out of China here and Siberia. See all this cold air pushing down here towards the south? Well, with that, you're going to be seeing that increase in vertical wind shear. And if we go back to that surface, or excuse me, that satellite analysis with a vertical wind shear overlay on it, you can see these extremely high numbers pushing in from the north here, up to 40 to 60 knots. Tropical systems don't want anything more than 10 to 15 knots for them to really develop and support the development of that cyclonic circulation. So really fantastic news for the people down in Cambodia, Malaysia, and Thailand, because the system was likely going to push off here towards the southwest, but right now it looks like it's going to disperse. You may see this broad area convection move down that way, but it's not going to be a developed tropical storm. I do want to strongly note that. But with that, you still, as I already noted, you're going to be seeing heavy precipitation by the early part of next week. And that is really going to start by Monday and out towards Wednesday. You still have the converging winds here. So out through much of Malaysia and Thailand, you're going to see that conversion. And as this tropical system starts to slowly drift off in that direction, you're going to see an increase in precipitation across this entire region due to those converging winds. But also Vietnam, you're not quite out of the woods as well. Ho Chi Minh, about 600 miles towards the west of the system right now. And as it continues to track off towards the west and eventually starts to recurve down towards the southwest, you're likely going to get some of these outer rain bands and also that moisture associated with that flow as well. So this entire region along eastern Indochina, definitely not out of the woods. I wouldn't expect really intense winds, but you could see these intense rainfalls as the system has already been dropping over the Philippines. So something to keep a close eye on, and there also is the potential for flash floods in some of the low-lying areas here for everybody out. But while we're still talking about Tropical Storm Washi or Sundong here, I do want to show you this imagery now. This is from the TRMP satellite, the Tropical Rainfall Measurement Radar really, actually, and it is just prior to landfall on Mindanao. And see all these high spikes out here? Well, those are those higher cloud tops holding more moisture. And this entire band rating here, this is what pushed over Mindanao overnight on Friday and the Saturday and dropped all that rainfall. So this kind of gives you a nice little 3D visualization on what happened just prior to landfall and where all that moisture came from. And also, lastly, I do want to talk about this cold air from this cold surge we're talking about, and that is really mainly for these northern countries of Japan, Korea, and also China here. You're going to be seeing temperatures in the single digits, if not below freezing here for the next couple days associated with that high pressure ridging in. So also out across much of western Japan here, you're also going to be seeing intense heavy snowfall upwards of several meters in some locations, upwards in Hokkaido due to that ocean effect snow coming across the region here. So a really heavy snowfall, definitely good for ski conditions, but not good for driving out across this region. So something also to note here in the Western Pacific for today's weather. But that's all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, put them in the comment box below, please. And one more statement I would also like to make on Tropical Storm Washi here is that many people do think that meteorologists or just weathermen alike really do enjoy storms and salivate over large tropical storms or typhoons. That's not so much the case. Yes, if there's a storm out to sea not affecting anybody, we do enjoy forecasting those and not such. But in this particular case, including the storm and tropical storm in Washi here moving across the Philippines, it definitely is a very sad scenario and no one wants to see this. Me personally, I actually enjoy snow forecasting, ski conditions and not such. So just something to note here, and really just kind of a sad story out across this entire region. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and let's keep our hopes out there.